world champion. David Oliver steps ahead and wins.
Very well, but Oliver's starting to go through as Wilson starts to fade, and it's going to be David Oliver's going to win this one. Oliver gets it from Quebec. David Oliver, 12:18. Whoa! David Oliver almost breaking the world record.
You are a 5-time US champion and a world champion as well. No Olympic gold yet.
Right.
Is that something that eludes you?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, that's the pinnacle of the sport, the Olympic Games. You know, you really want to go there and win gold. Was able to just, you know, the one time I was there, was able to come away with a little hardware, so that, you know, that's a big deal as well. But yeah, this year, 2016, Rio Olympics is the ultimate goal for everyone. But for me, my focus is on the Olympic trials in Eugene, July 8th and 9th in America.
Oliver rose to prominence at the Beijing Olympic Games in 2008 and went home with a bronze medal. But despite expectations for an even higher finish in London 4 years later, it didn't quite work out. The American could only manage 5th in the trials for the 2012 Games after a calf injury stunted his chances of racing in England's capital.
It was very difficult. You know, that's what you know, set all your goals towards for 2012, and it didn't work out. But I mean, I put that, you know, once it's done, it's done. You know, I don't focus on it. I don't, you know, I always live by the philosophy, in your car, there's a reason why the windshield is 10 times as big as the rear view mirror. You know, I don't spend that much time looking at what could have been or what was, or, you know, things like that. I just keep focused on going forward. And I think that's why I've been able to have a 12-year career here on the highest level of the sport and being pretty successful that whole time.
You can't help but feel happy for David Oliver, and you can see the emotion in his face. That's what it means to him.
But a year later, Moscow, he came away with the gold. How did that feel, knowing the disappointment from the year before, to then come back so strongly and be the world champion?
Well, for me, it wasn't like that big of a surprise. I've always felt like, you know, if I can, you know, get in there and be, you know, healthy and things like that, I took a little bit more control over what I was going to be doing as far as, you know, training and things like that. I took a different approach, and, you know, I don't do stress, I don't do negativity. So those things, you got to cut those things out like cancer. It was just, maintain a positive mindset. 2012 wasn't great, but I still believed in myself, and I still knew that I had the ability to get the job done, and was able to go to Moscow and run very well and win my first global title, and it was a really great feeling.
Jamaica having a brilliant run inside him, and it's David Oliver coming away. Oliver is the world champion, just outside 13
You know, when you win a global
seconds.
title, it's like that's the icing on the cake for your career. You know, all the great things I had done in previous years and things like that. It was just like missing that gold medal was like a glaring spot in the resume, and being able to, you know, fill that hole was also pretty good for, you know, from a legacy standpoint.
If your career was to stop today, would you have any regrets?
Oh, not at all. You know, at the end of the day, when I left college, I was a 13:55 110 hurdler. There were no expectations. No, you could have polled 100 people, and 99 of them would have said that what I did in my career was impossible. The only person that would have believed is myself. I would be very, very disappointed and sad, because I love doing this. I still find going to the competitions exciting and things like that. But you know, when it's all said and done, I would have zero regrets.
His mother, Brenda Chambers, was also a hurdler in the 400 metres, but even with the event in his blood, it wasn't until high school where Oliver started his hurdling adventure. 12 years on, Rio may be his last chance for Olympic gold. At 34 years of age, how have your preparations for major events changed over the years?
I think my preparation has only changed in training. You know, the load's not as heavy as it once was, but you know, hurdling is a skill, and I think the older you get, the higher, you know, skill acquisition and strength acquisition is. You know, your recovery and things like that are slower, but you still have the skill, you know, a high level of skill acquisition, and that's kind of what I rely on. you know, just leave all the particulars of that to like my coach and my physios and stuff like that. That's the most important thing for me, is making sure the body's right to go out there and perform at the competition. So when my body's right, I know I can take care of the business that I need to. So that's the most important thing for me.
Do you still feel the same as you do now when you first started mentally?
Oh, definitely. Not so much for practice. Like, you know, practice is like, all right, man, you know, let's go out here. You know, I got to motivate myself for practice. But when I come to the competitions, I feel exactly the same. When I get on the line, I feel just the same amount of nerves as I did when I first came to Europe and ran my first professional European race in Namur, Belgium back in 2005. You know, I still feel that same feeling when I stand out on that starting line and, you know, they say on your marks. I think that's why you can keep going as long as you have fun with it still and you're still feeling the passion for it, and I do that, and so I feel like I, you know, have really a few more good years left in me.